Steve, man, good to see you, buddy.
It's good to see you, and welcome to the jungle room inside of my new home.
Yeah, I was going to say, I love when I get to travel to do some of these podcasts with people like yourself. You know, I'm smart enough to know that I'm not going to get people like you. You're so busy to be able to come out to Utah very often. And so if I can jump on a plane, go spend 4 hours with you, you just kicked my butt at the gym for a couple hours.
You did amazing, man.
You know, but it's really cool because I get to see how other people do their production. How does Steve run his podcast? How do you... what does your studio look like? What does, your life look like? And there's so much to learn in that. And that's one of the reasons why people are like, man, you travel so much. Why don't you just do it over Zoom? Like, I will learn 100 times more by coming out here and spending these few hours with you than we would over a 45-minute Zoom call.
Yeah, it's also, I 100% agree with you. I'm a relational person as well. Like, not only will the content that we create be better, not only will you learn more, but also think about it from a relational standpoint. Man, when you get in the room with a person, just think about, like, for business. You get in a room with somebody, man, your chances of advancing the deal getting done, or advancing gaining trust, or advancing them understanding the vision that it is that you have, it's 10 times better in person than it is over Zoom. And that's why, people that are really influential are still moving around on private jets.
Yeah.
Why is that? Why do they still see the value in spending $75,000 to fly from Dallas to New York for dinner, 18 holes of golf, and then returning? How do they see the value in that? There's power in proximity, but more important than power and proximity, there is influence in intimacy. Think about that.
I like that.
You and I sat in a really kind of a vulnerable and an intimate place first thing in the morning. Like, within 5 minutes of you and I actually spending time talking, we were half naked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For the record, we were in the sauna.
Yeah. Half naked in the sauna. It doesn't matter where you're at. If you're half naked with the guy within 3 or 4 minutes of, like, really meeting him, because I did have an opportunity to meet you for like 5 minutes before I had a chance to speak into the men that you lead. But really, from a relational standpoint, today was the first time that we got to meet. And to your point, man, when you get to be with somebody, there's power in that, but there's a chance to really accelerate the relational, I don't want to say equity because that kind of makes it sound cheap, but how fast you can advance the trust and the intimacy in a relationship when you do it in person.
Yeah. Well, part of my coaching program, I do these vacation trips where we go on these men's trips, and we're going to do one to go run with the bulls.
Yeah.
And I had a guy actually call me yesterday. It's funny that you say that, because I had a guy call me yesterday and he said, dude, my wife really wants to be there. She doesn't want me to go to Europe without her. Is there any way the wives can come and just kind of be a part of it? And I said, listen, you don't understand that I can expedite your friendship with other men in 1 week if we're together and we're concentrated and we're focused. You don't have to worry about your wife in the hotel. You don't have to worry about her being entertained. You get to be there and be present with these men. You will expedite that friendship with those men years in a week. And if your wife's in another hotel, it throws it all off. And to people that don't understand that concept, it's very difficult. They're like, well, why can't my wife just be? They don't get it. But the depth is what really is all the beauty of life, is in the depth to the friendship, the depth to the relationship. Like, I can watch you on YouTube all day long and learn what I want to learn. I can listen to your podcast or whatever else. But when we sit there and have a conversation about our upbringing, or about, things that are going on behind the scenes of business and things like that, that's where we really connect on a deeper level. And it's funny that you said it was one of the reasons I was so outspoken during the pandemic about getting together. I feel like the devil divides and God brings us together. And that's one of my quotes that I like to say all the time, because, if they can keep us from gathering, if they can keep us from getting together, then they're going to win their game. And so, Jesus himself said, where 2 or more are gathered in my name, there I am, or whatever. And so it's such a beautiful concept to get people together,
Yeah. No, that's really good. And one of the things that you said, one of your quotes is the enemy divides, right? The devil divides and God brings people together.
Yep.
It's because God's relational, right?